Today I'm spending 24 hours in Romania's gem of the West, Timisoara. Located near the borders of Hungary and Serbia, this city is a crossroads of cultures and history. Packed with colourful squares and lively streets, we are going to spend the day wandering this amazing city and getting to see what it has to offer. Let's get straight into it.
Good evening, welcome to Timisoara, a very warm good evening. We have arrived in Romania's third largest city. We had an absolute disaster coming from Arad, ended up getting on the wrong train. So I've got 24 hours here and I'm going to show you what you can do for 24 hours in Timisoara. Let's go. That there is one of the main streets. It's a very nicely lit. There's all restaurants, pizza places, pasta places. This now is unlit, but still very beautiful. So the first things first, going to try and find somewhere we can have a bite to eat. I don't know if you can hear me over the music, but just about to have my first beer in Timisoara, gone for a beer and Moretti. I've let myself down by meal choice as well. I've come to a street food burger place, so it's not traditional Romanian. So yeah, we'll see what it's like. I've gone for a classic combo with a beer. Looks good, smells good, so hopefully it's nice. Give you a pack of rubber gloves on the table so obviously don't get your hands dirty. That burger was absolutely lovely, and then back down this lit up street again. I think for tonight I'm just going to get a little mini market, get some water, head to bed because it's been a busy day. I'm guessing that's a good ice cream shop because when I came past it earlier the queue was all the way back here and there's still a bit of a queue there now. The ice creams look huge and look really nice. There's all these lights everywhere. I bet it's a really nice city from what I've seen so far. I'm really looking forward to exploring more tomorrow. But first, bedtime. So hello once again, welcome back to Timisoara. Last night we went for a quick bite to eat, had a wander around the city, and now we're out exploring. I'm walking along the Bega River, but for now, it's just wandering through the city. Now Timisoara is known as the city of parks because there are so many parks. It's also known as Little Venice. The temperatures are warm here again in Romania, 37, 38 degrees, so it's quite hot. But let's carry on exploring the city. There was a nice little coffee shop there underneath the archway over the bridge. A lot of people having a coffee and a drink on this warm day. I'm going to have a walk along the riverfront, keep on going, and then cut in up to where we were last night towards the main squares and maybe have some lunch. Well, it's actually only 10:30, maybe have some breakfast. I don't know what that building is there, but that looks amazing. We'll head over there shortly. So this is the Bega River. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Bega, B-E-J-A. Is it Bega? So I've stumbled across this little pond in this park, and as I walked up to it, lots of things started moving inside the pond, but I didn't realise what they were. But you can see, oh, it's just gone. There's frogs on the outside of the pond, they're all jumping in. So if I go closer, can you see them? So like I was saying this morning, Timisoara is known as the city of parks. Now we've already walked through one of the parks along the river today, and now next to me is what is known as Cathedral Park, because behind it is that spectacular building there, and I'm guessing that is the cathedral, but we'll find out once we get closer. It's not much of a park though, if I'm being honest. I'm sure it gets better. We might as well walk through it, mightn't we, instead of on the road. Get out of the sun. Honestly, shade is so good. The temperatures on the streets, if there's no trees shading them, is absolutely ridiculous. And you go to these cities in the UK where they're just ripping out all the trees along these nice shaded roads. And at the end of it, you just get these red hot streets in the summer. It's just crazy. And not only does the trees also help any surface water as well. I think there might be a ceremony going on or something. There's a lot of people waiting outside, and there's amplified sound coming from the inside. I'm guessing some sort of sermon or speech. So I did go inside the church, but there was a ceremony going on, and it was hundreds, if not thousands, of people in there. So I didn't film, but this is it now. Now this square and this monument here is the monument of the Romanian revolution that happened in 1989. Timisoara is a city where the revolution started, the breakaway from the government and the new revolution. We'll get to learn all about that shortly when we go over to the Museum de Revolution. But that cathedral, looks very nice. On the other side of the Revolution Memorial, this is the names of all the people that died during the revolution, gave up their life for the cause. So coming up is the famous Umbrella Street. I'll spin it round. This is in all the photos. Whenever you search Timisoara, you always find the Umbrella Street. Now there's a little fact for you. Timisoara, November 12th, 1884, first city in Europe with electric street lighting. This building behind me on the map is what is known as the Bastion. What remains of the Bastion. It doesn't look like you can go in or have a look at it. It's just the external walls. So yeah, I'm sure the Bastion was grand in its day. You just have to picture it because we can't go in and have a look. I can't believe it, I've just had an email from Wizz Air to say that my flight tonight has been delayed. This trip has been non-stop delays. My train from Colwyn Bay to Birmingham, hour delay. My plane from Birmingham to Budapest, 2-hour delay. My train from Budapest to Arad, 2.5-hour delay. My train from Arad to Timisoara, 2.5-hour delay. Now I've got another 1.5-hour delay. We have now entered another park. This is called Botanic Park. Now, it looks like a normal park to me so far. Will there be exotic trees and plants, and who knows? I don't know, let's find out, shall we? This was probably a water feature at some point in its life. Now left dry as a bone, full of graffiti, bottles, rocks. There's even a bridge over there to cross over. I think that's the issue. Even the UK faces the issue to somewhat this large investment into kind of public spaces and features, and if they're not maintained properly, they just fall out of use, disrepair, and then they just get left abandoned. Especially in these countries that I've been to, water fountains more so, just probably because the running costs of having to use electricity to pump water, they just get left abandoned, or the tiles get cracked, full of rubbish, and it's just a shame really. It's so nice in the shade, wow. So we're in the square where we were last night. All this was really lively. The restaurants were full, and there was absolutely nowhere to sit in any of the restaurants. But it's a lot calmer today. Stopped off for a beer in Fritz Cola restaurant. I was looking for some food, but they don't have any food, so it's just going to have to be a beer for now. Don't mind that though. So I've gone for the Booker beer, Angus local draft. 38 degrees. The pints are a bit dead. Historical trams exhibition. There's one here. There's also one down there as well. I think next up on the agenda is the Revolution Museum. As I said earlier, Timisoara was the city where the revolution started. So let's go and learn about the revolution. Although first, let's go inside this church. Memorial Revolution. I'm guessing this place is going to be open. Should be, surely. The guy in the hostel was saying it's 35 lei to get in, £3, probably about 5 to get in. Closed? What the... Berlin Wall. Now that is cool. I've yet to go to Berlin. It's on my list 100%. So much history there, so many things to see. It's just definitely one of the top things on my list. So there we have it. I've just spent an hour in the Communist Museum. It was actually really interesting. So the sign on the door said it was closed, but someone came to the window and said it was open, so he let me in. I watched a 30-minute video of the history of the revolution. Sorry, the museum is the Revolution Museum, not the Communist Museum. So I watched a video on the history of the revolution, and there was kind of exhibitions throughout the rooms. It was really interesting, and it all started by a reformed priest being kind of evicted as such by the Communist Party, and it started from there. People were unhappy that he was getting kind of kicked out, and from there on in 1989, the fall of communism in Romania. Now we're going to head back to the main square where we were yesterday. When we walked down the Umbrella Street this morning, little did I know that the opera house that was abutting that street is where the group of people that took over from the old communist leader made a speech on the opera house balcony overlooking the crowd. So we'll head back there and see the opera house balcony where they would have stood in 1989 giving their speech. Just an update on the weather, still hot. Let's crack on. Timisoara. Although I think I might have been saying it wrong, and it might be Timisoara. Timisoara. Apologies in advance if it's wrong. Wow, I'll tell you one thing, that fountain looks so inviting. I wonder what the fine is for jumping into a fountain in Romania. Oh, there's an information board here. I wonder what this says. Oh, it's about this building here. Okay, it's in Romanian. I'm still hungry, I haven't had food yet, so I will now attempt to find food. I went to other place earlier, had a beer, they didn't serve food, so I probably need to check before I sit down whether they serve food or not. I should also get some Romanian food, but I don't know whether I fancy a pizza or just something easy. Do I fancy some shromale or some mici? I don't know. Will say it's a very nice place from what I've seen though. There's a gun over there. Cannon. We are back in the Umbrella Street, which I don't mind because it's very nice and shaded, but it's brilliant. This is where he came through earlier, so I'm going to go head to the opera house where the speech was made. Hopefully we'll see the balcony. Now when we were down in this area earlier, I didn't really know about the revolution itself, so where we saw the memorial in front of the church, what I didn't realise is after all the deaths thousands of people came to pray in the area where the memorial was, or wasn't at the time, right in front of the church. Thousands came to pray, and they built the memorial where the people came to pray, in front of this church over here. So now, once we turn this corner, the Opera House should be on my right. We'll see. Yeah, so this is the square where thousands would have gathered to listen to the first speech of the free Timisoara city, and the speech was made from that balcony up there. Now heading over to the river, I'm going to try and get on the ferry, which costs 1 lei, which is 17 pence. The ferry station is just up ahead. Now the next thing is, what time does it go? It is 15:26. So it'll be interesting to see what time the next one goes. Hopefully it's not too long of a wait, but knowing my luck, I've literally just missed it. Next one is in 45 minutes. Let me get my translator out. Upstream, downstream. Where do I want to be going though? Do I want to be going downstream? Okay, so the ferry is in 3 minutes to go that way. I need to be going this way, and the next ferry is at 4:05, which is 35 minutes time. So do I go upstream and come back? Okay, I'm just going to go upstream and come back. Oh, it's here now. This is the ferry. So I'm just going to go upstream and just stay on it, or maybe have to pay to come back as well. Let's see. So it's 35 minutes up to the end stop and back down to where we've just come from, and then who knows how long it'll be then to get from where we got on to where I need to go. Just got off the ferry. This is the final stop. So we've got 10 minutes before it turns back round, and I need to get back on it because otherwise I'll have to pay for a taxi. But look at this amazing church right at the end of the line. Looks like it's under construction though. Reformata, so I'm guessing that's a reformative church of some sort. Romania's Stonehenge there. It's not a bad little ferry for 1 lei. Probably have to pay to get back on it now. Another 1 lei, 17 pence. Got this, I'm going. Oh, who's that fella there? Colonel Virgil Economou. And there we go, we've got off the ferry in the cathedral stop. There's the cathedral. Also, this morning I said that Timisoara was nicknamed Little Venice. I was completely wrong. It's actually nicknamed Little Vienna, similar to the Austrian capital. It was the first city in Europe to have street lighting and the large boulevards and the big styled buildings all look like Vienna, so not Venice. So this street is called the 20th of December 1989 street. Now we know from earlier during the revolution that around the 20th of December is when the main movement happened around Timisoara. Now this is Consulate local. Race Ellis, you'd be happy to know that we found another consulate local. What does that sign say? It was built in 1914. Look at all these flags. British flag there, even though we're not even part of the EU anymore. Can we guess them all? France, Italy, Germany, Romania, Serbia, Hungary, Austria, Ukraine, Romania, European Union. The Serbian flag always throws me off because I don't know whether it's Slovakia, Slovenia or Serbia. All got similar colours and a coat of arms. And would you believe it, we're back to the main cathedral opposite the Romanian monument and the Victory Square. I'm going to try and find a bar to have a beer, chill out for a bit, have some aircon, then make my way over to the hostel. It's a little bit of a difficult one because my flight's supposed to be 8 o'clock, but it's been delayed for 2.5 hours. I would like to get to the airport, obviously, to catch my flight, but what happens if the flight, like the delay, gets cancelled or the plane arrives early, I'm not there, I don't know. So the square where the Revolution Monument is and the cathedral at the end is Victory Square, obviously to pay tribute to the victory of the 1989 revolution. So I ended up just picking up a bag of beers and some water instead, and I'm back at the hostel. If you are planning on coming to Timisoara, the Reborn hostel, really good actually. I think it was 18 or 19 euros a night.
Thank you for watching. I'm going to leave you with some drone shots over the city. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.